Hello, everybody. It is me, ClassFin, and today I'm going to be giving my quick thoughts on Forza Horizon 4. I was going to do a full review of it, but as I continue thinking about the review, I really don't think I want to do a full review of it. And I enjoyed doing the last little quick thoughts thing when I did Riders Republic, or the beta at least. So we're going to do that again, but for Forza Horizon 4. And I'm going to start with the good, and then get into the bad. Before we get into any of that, just some little housekeeping things. All of the footage in the video of Forza Horizon 4 was recorded on a Xbox One S with a Elgato HD60 and the built-in clip saving functions that the Xbox One has. Also, I am not a super hardcore Forza player. It's been an on and off game, but I've played it a lot, and I just want to give my thoughts on the game. So let's get into it. Okay, now that we got all that housekeeping stuff out of the way, we're going to get into my actual thoughts. And I'm going to start with the good, then we get into the stuff I didn't like. So the first good thing, cars. Even though people say they sound really bad, I still thought they had a good selection. There was a little something for everybody. Also, you had the Lego cars, which are my personal favorites. I like the Lego cars. Yeah. They have a really good car selection, in my opinion. Although I do think upgrades on some of them kind of don't make sense. And electric cars are kind of a weird thing. Although I understand that is for gameplay purposes. They can't be as powerful as they are in real life. Because if they were, a lot of them would just break the game. The next thing that I thought was good was performance. And, well, yes, I did encounter frame drops, and there was some audio issues that happens here and there. They never happened so often that I just couldn't play. They were actually extremely rare, especially the frame drops. In fact, when I was in my time, I think I only encountered the frame drops or just performance drops once or twice. And I'm playing on a, you know, a 1S, which isn't the most powerful thing. So, yeah. Yeah, it runs perfectly fine on the 1S, which is good. Next is the radio, and for me, the radio is always one of the high points of these games. The radio's always been at least decent. I only keep it on Bass Arena basically, and they have a lot of good tracks on there. Also, then when I go into Speed Champions, I would put on Everything Is Awesome, which is kind of a fun little novelty. Kind of thought it was funny that they had a whole channel with just one song on it. And yeah, Now on to some of the things I didn't necessarily really like. So before we move on to the bad, there was actually two things I forgot about the good. So first, the DLC. And for me in particular, the Speed Champions DLC. The Speed Champions DLC was just as much fun to play as it was to literally build all the cars. Because I actually, as I mentioned before, have all the cars. The actual Speed Champions cars. It was so much fun to play. Storm Island was fun. Although I would highly recommend doing Storm Island early on because of all the money that the treasure chests from Storm Island get you, and they can be very useful early on. But between the two, my favorite was the Speed Champions DLC because I really like Lego. The other thing I thought was really good, the game graphically is great. On my tiny little 20 inch probably monitor. Yeah, I don't have for my console stuff, I don't have a huge monitor. Even though the full screen wasn't, I couldn't see everything on the screen because there was no margin adjustment, and that I don't fault really Forza. I more fault Xbox because they don't want to put on console margin adjustment. They just kind of expect people to be playing on TVs with a margin adjustment, and mine is just so old that it doesn't. And for context on that, my Switch and my Wii U, they both have margin adjustment built into the console, into the settings. So it's not something that console makers can't do. Nintendo does it. I don't know why Xbox doesn't. But that's all for the good stuff now. On to some of the stuff that was bad, or in this case, I really just didn't like. Now we're going to get into the bad. Or more, actually, no, I wouldn't really even call it the bad. It's more the stuff I didn't like. Although there is some bad in there. There's some actual bad stuff with the game that yeah. We're gonna get into that. And actually, this segment right here is why I didn't feel like it was appropriate or a good idea for me to review Horizon 4. And we're just going to get into it now with my first thing. So, well, yes, the game runs fantastically, as I said before. Often you will run into just stupid glitches and things that don't make sense. Somewhere probably in here, you may have seen a clip of me doing a stunt jump and failing. That PR stunt that I did and failed. I have no idea how I failed it. I don't know what I hit to fail it. I actually had another situation just like that happen, except for I failed it because I hit the top of a telephone pole, or No, it wasn't unmovable. It was I hit the top of a lamppost and knocked the lamppost over, and I failed because of that. It was like I hit one little tiny thing, and it failed me. Um, Another one you might have seen is this is I will have like started up the game, loaded in, left my house, and then for some reason it just teleports me back into my house. I didn't hit a button to do that. It just reset me all the way back to the start part of the menu when you first start up the game thing. Um, some other ones. Um, this happened, and a friend saw it happen. Um, I think we were doing like a speed zone, or no, I think it was either a speed zone or a speed trap, and I was going up to it, and these two big giant trucks just spawned in front of me and just hit him just smashed him. They just killed any speed I had, and then they proceeded to like just freak out, just like just both these two trucks just freaked out. Um, Loading, um, encountered like upwards of just sitting at a loading screen for like 5 minutes. Encountered just the convoy getting just disbanded for no reason. Cars glitching through the ground. I actually got a null car. I Once. I think I forgot how I got it, but I got an old car, which that was cool, even though it was a glitch, yes. And all I had to do was basically just like reselect the car, and then it went back to being the car it was supposed to be. Just there's just been like tons of issues. Oh, also, um, checkpoints just not counting for some reason. Like I'll go through a checkpoint and it just won't count sometimes. Then this is mostly with like in the trials, but we've won the trials because the AI just freaked out. The AI just went crazy and like just drove off the road and just got stuck somewhere. Um, and that's all I have for that one. And the next issue, I'm trying to think of how to describe this one, but the next issue, next thing I don't like is festival playlist, and it's more just how obviously grindy they make it sometimes. Sometimes they feel like near impossible. Sometimes they'll do things where you have to use a very specific car, even though it's like there's one where it was, I think you had to do 3 stars on a specific speed trap with a specific type of sports car, and there was like, out of all the sports cars, there was like only a couple that could actually in the category that they wanted that could hit that speed trap with the necessary speed um for that challenge. Um, Sometimes they just choose stunt things that are just infuriating. Um, Sometimes they do really good. I'm not saying that they do. It's always bad. Sometimes they choose some of my like favorite events. They put into the festival playlist. Like showcase remixes. Regularly, they have done the Pillar of Autumn showcase, which I think is super fun. It's one of my favorite showcases. Warthog. The Warthog is another one of those cars I really enjoy in Forza. And it's really fun to drive around. Um, Although I do wish that they would let the game be rated T again, so they could have the MG on the back instead of it being a Scout Hog, have it be an actual the Warthog with the gun, but they can't, because then they would have to be like rated T, so you can't have the gun on the back of the Warthog. Um, uh, Honestly, the festival playlist really feels like they're just trying to pad the game sometimes. Um, it's just sometimes it's just incredibly frustrating to do. Um, the and that's all I have for that one. Next thing is as a creator. Yes, I know I don't get a ton of views. Yes, I know my I literally just make whatever the heck I want and throw it up online. In fact, the reason this video is a thing is really because I've wanted to upload Horizon 4 footage for a while, and this gives me a reason to. And that is some of the music stuff. Not the music itself, but like volume. You can't just turn it off. Like on the 1S, you can turn it apparently down to 1. You can't turn it all the way down, but there's a way to completely mute it on PC. Don't know why. Friend told me that. Also, when I turn the radio off and I don't want to hear the in-game music, I mean it. And when I say no music, I mean no music. That means your festival, the speakers and on all like the gantries and that, I don't want to hear it. Other than that's really my only gripe with that. I know there's streamer mode, but now to conclude this video. Final rating for me is an 8.5 out of 10. it has the potential, or it had the potential to be a 9, but with the glitches over the probably actually the on and off like 2 years, like 2 years I've been playing. Um, with all the glitches, it's an 8.5. If it were a lot less glitchy, the loading times for, especially for online stuff, didn't feel like an eternity. Some of the random BS, it would easily be a 9 or a 10 game for me. I still recommend picking it up. It's still a fun game if you want to play it. If you have a Game Pass, even if you're gonna play 5, there's no reason to not try 4. It's on Game Pass. But do be aware that there is some funky junk with the game, and it's a little bit glitchy. But thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And this was a bit of a rough one for me to make because as I was playing, I wanted to do a full review, but as I was playing, I just didn't feel like it was worth doing a full scripted review. So I just decided to do a unscripted, just talk video about it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Bye for now. Peace.